I went to uni without my papers. Yes, I did. I went to uni without my papers. I even opened my bank account without my papers. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Frances and today I'm bringing a video to you that's going to be a series. I'm going to be talking to you about why I came on YouTube and my journey navigating through the immigration system and being without papers for over 10 years. Growing up in the UK, going to school here, going to uni, and now working in the system as well, not in the home office, but I work with refugees and migrants. But anyway, more of that to come. I would say get your drink, get some tea, get popcorn, anything that you want to get, because this video is definitely going to be educative, it's definitely going to be informative. So let's get right into this video. Let's start from when I first came to the UK. I came to the UK when I was 13 and I was brought here by my father. A bit of context with that is that my parents broke up when I was about 2 years old and my dad took me. He took me to look after me because he could financially afford to. So I grew up with my dad. I saw my mom on like holidays. Anyway, fast forward to when I'm 13. I was told that we're coming to the UK and I'm coming to visit. I remember even holding the bag that was packed for me was a really small bag because we were coming to visit. So I came here, and then a month into my stay, I was then taken to someone whom I'd never actually met to live with. I was taken to this person, this lady, to live with her. This is when everything changed because my life back home wasn't a bad life. I think I was very much comfortable and provided for. I went to a private school. My primary school was a private school and I'd just started secondary school before coming. Back home I had someone washing my clothes, someone cleaning and doing all these things, and now I had to be doing all these things, and it wasn't really easy. It was really difficult. Going to school, I didn't always have lunch or food to eat, and I remember my tutor, she was honestly such a lovely woman. She would sometimes go and ask the ladies who gave out free school meal vouchers and ask them if they could give me a voucher for free school meal, or sometimes even take money out of her pocket to give to me so that I could eat. And I got pregnant when I was 15, and because of how my condition was, not just with the pregnancy but just how I was with my life, not having money for food and whatnot, she then reported to social services. Basically, she contacted social services to tell them about me, and social services then sent a letter to the lady that I was staying with to come and assess her. She was not having it. She was like, you can't bring social services into my life, into my family, and so I had to leave. But growing up in that household, it wasn't nice at all. Honestly, I remember she used to lock the living room for us not to watch TV. Like, where I used to write about what my life was like. At that time I was transitioning to become a pescatarian, so I didn't really eat much meat, and you know what I really ate was fish. That's when I really lived on Gary and sardine. I don't know if you know the song by Biggie Smalls, and it says, I remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner. Yes, I used to eat sardines for dinner. That was my life. And so I had to leave. But my grandma, my mum's mum, she was here at the time. I was then taken to live with my grandma and my uncle, who's my mum's brother. And you would think that, oh, going to live with people who are your family, your blood, that, you know, things will get better. It wasn't better. It wasn't any better. I remember being refused simple thing as sugar. It was being locked away from me. And honestly, like, when I look back now to where my life is now, I'm just so grateful. So grateful to God, because yeah, it was really hard time. And I had to do certain things to be able to get money, to be able to get by, to be able to put some clothes on my back. And if you're going through this at the moment, I just want to let you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, because where I am today, if I was to tell you maybe 13 years ago that I would be where I am today, I would be lying. I am so grateful for where my life is right now, and I know it's a blessing. Everything that I have is a blessing, and for me it's a testimony. Honestly, it's a testimony. So anyway, I moved to live with my grandma and my uncle, and I would even be like to my grandma, can I have like £5 I can go buy some food to eat? And I was refused. This was my life. This was literally how I lived, and I didn't have any mum to say, oh, I could run to mum and ask for help. My dad was back home in Sierra Leone living his life, and I even remember, I think it was when I was 15, I got to speak to him on the phone, and I was like, I want to go back home. Like, I don't want to be here because I'm not happy. And you know, whatever the reasons were that he brought me here, I'm sure in his mind, you know, he had just need to take a moment to just calm myself down, because these were really difficult times for me. So yeah, anyway, that's how things were, unfortunately. And then again, when I was 16 and I had to go through a miscarriage. Imagine going through this teenage pregnancy in 2 years as a child, a teenager, without any parent there to guide me, to help me. It was a really, really hard time for me. This is when I was in sixth form. So I went to sixth form. Everybody was getting EMA and I couldn't get EMA. I was like asking my uncle, like, oh, what is EMA? Like, can I apply for it? And I was told, no, I can't apply for it because I don't have my papers. And you know, that's when the reality of it really kicked in, like, oh, you don't have a document that everybody else here has. I'm not gonna say that I didn't fully know when I was in school. I just didn't understand what it was. I just didn't understand what it meant by having your papers, by not having your papers, because as a child, nobody communicated anything to me. When I was left here at 13, I wasn't asked if I wanted to be here, wasn't asked if I wanted to stay here, nothing. None of it was in my control. None of it was because I wanted it to do that. It was all made by adults. They made these decisions for me, and I just had to live with whatever decisions they made. So anyway, everybody's getting EMA and I couldn't. And then time came now for uni, and I obviously knew that there's no way they're gonna give me a student loan if I can't even get EMA. But I applied anyway, and obviously I was refused. And at this time I had a uni place, but I couldn't go to uni. It was around this time that my uncle had kicked me out. So when I went to stay with my now adopted mom, I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And that's when I started looking for charities that could help. I started actually, before I started looking for charity, because I couldn't go to uni, I wanted to still do something with my life. And at this time I'd learned how to do hair, and I was doing my own hair and doing other people's hair. So I was like, why don't I make use of the time and go and do a hairdressing course? And so I went to do a hairdressing course. Honestly, if you ask me how it even happened, how I was able to do the course and not pay for it, I can't even tell you. I applied for it and it happened, and I got it, and I was able to do the course. I still obviously couldn't go to uni, and just before finishing the course, I was fortunate to be given a scholarship. But I don't even want to go too much into it because obviously this is where the amazing things started to happen in my life. In dental, there was still a stumbling block because I got a scholarship to go to uni and I had a uni place to study journalism, but I couldn't because I didn't have my papers. The uni was not going to enroll me. They don't enroll people who don't have papers, even though the scholarship sponsors were willing to pay international fees. And so I decided to go back to college again, redo my A levels. Like I did history and I ended up falling in love with history, and then I applied to go to other universities to study history. I was blessed enough that 2 universities offered to enroll me as an international student. And guys, when I'm telling you, I went to uni without my papers. Yes, I did. I went to uni without my papers. I even opened my bank account without my papers. This was like maybe 2 years before even going to uni. I literally just went to the bank with my passport. Obviously, this is not the case anymore. This was like 2012, 2013, 2011. It's not the case anymore. Things have changed. One thing I have to say is that I was very active in trying to regularize my status. When my uncle kicked me out, I actually went and looked for solicitors. At this time, legal aid was free for anyone that qualified for it, in that sense. Not like now, it's very specific applications that you can get legal aid, but at the time I was looking for solicitors and I managed to get a solicitor that offered legal aid. So but not only that, I was very active in trying to regularize my status. I was always sending letters to the Home Office. Yes guys, I was writing to the Home Office every single week. I even kept the receipts, the recorded delivery receipts, and I just used to send them like, oh, because when I found the solicitors, they said to me that an application had been made for me which had been refused. So my uncle had made an application and they refused the application. This was in 2010, but a reconsideration was then sent to the Home Office. So I was very active. I kept on sending letters when I'm telling you, every week I was sending letters to the Home Office asking what's going on with the reconsideration. You know, what's happening with my case. I want to know, like, you know, I do want my papers. I want to be able to go to uni and study. I've always been ambitious, always wanted to succeed in life. So I've never been that person that just sits down and just wait for things to come to me. I'm a go-getter. I will go and get it. I will look for ways and find. And how I even came about to get that scholarship, honestly, that is another story that I'm going to tell you guys, because I was the first student in the UK to receive that scholarship. It paved the way for them to also sponsor some other students as well in the UK. And yeah, so when I went to enroll for uni, guys, I went to enroll. I didn't have no papers, no documents, but because I was very active in contacting the Home Office and trying to see what was going on with my case, they'd sent a letter to me to say that they were still looking into the reconsideration but couldn't give me an answer yet. And I took that paper with me to uni, and that was literally how I enrolled. I just gave them that paper and they were like to keep them updated. When I came in contact with my scholarship sponsors, there was also a solicitor who offered to help me and took on my case on a pro bono basis, but we didn't know what to do because everything was at a standstill because the Home Office said they will get back to me. At the ending of my second year at uni, they replied to say that they'd refused the reconsideration and I had the right to appeal. But the whole point of this video is really to inform people, if you are going through the situation right now, that to let you know that there is help out there. The job that I do now is basically because of my situation. I work for a charity organization that supports refugee, migrants, asylum seekers, young people, families. I work in the youth team, and I'm doing this because of my experiences. And this is why I'm coming on YouTube, because I realized that there isn't so many people out there talking about this. There isn't. I've come across a video from someone called Owen Ade where she explains her life was like, and you know how people can get help. I hope that people can, you know, be able to get some sort of help out there. But as someone who's been through the system and now working with young people, I wanted to be able to come here to first of all tell you my story of what life was like navigating my way through school as a child and now through to adulthood, to from not having my papers for 10 years to getting my papers and to where I am now as a mother. I have a child and her status depends on my status. All the advocacy work even that I've done, because I've done a lot of work advocating for children and young people. I've been on Tongues of Praise, I've been on BBC Radio 1, Radio 5, Victoria Derbyshire, sharing my story and just talking about what it's like as a child, a child that doesn't have a say in this decision being made for them, how hard life can be like. And this was at the time I started sharing my story, was at a time where immigration was like a taboo. Like people just saw immigrants as bad people, but I'm not a bad person. I didn't choose to come to the UK. That decision was made for me. But now I have to make my life. And so these are the things that I want to be able to come and bring here to you guys. From being able to apply for a change of conditions on my stay, to applying for a fee waiver, and making my renewal application together with my daughter's application all by myself. I want to be able to give people the information, because obviously I can't advise you, but I can give you the information and send you to people that you can get help from, who can help you. Or if you wanted to do it for yourself, that you can do it. I couldn't afford to pay for a solicitor on top of all of the fees to renew my stay as well as for my daughter. So I made the application myself and it was successful. I made the fee waiver application for my daughter and it was successful. So I want to be able to not only share my experience of navigating through the system, but also what it's been like. Changes that has been made recently that's going to affect me and so many other young people in a positive way. I want to be able to share these things. I understand, you know, how it can be. I know that it can be hard. I know that it can be difficult to navigate through life. But I want to let you, if you're watching this and you're a young person, you're a child, maybe you're on your own here, and know that there are people out there who might be watching this and they don't have their stay, they don't have their papers, and they might be scared. I can't go to uni, I can't access this. But there's help out there. There's charities, there's organizations that can give you help and advice depending on whatever situation that you are. So I'm here not just as someone who's been through the system and, you know, that's come out positively, but someone who is on the other side now. I'm now working with young people who are in the same situation, or they might be refugees or asylum seekers, and now I'm able to help them. The current project I'm working on is trying to get local authorities to sign a pledge where they will commit to making sure that children and young people who are in their care can leave their status, or even if they don't receive their status before they leave care or as care leavers, at least the process would have been started. And honestly, that is a huge thing. To be able to even be a part of that is amazing. So I want to let you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things will get better. Things can get better, and it will get better. And you don't have to hide. You don't have to feel ashamed, especially if you didn't make this decision for yourself. This decision was made for you. You don't have to feel ashamed. You don't have to hide or pretend. If you're watching this and you feel like, oh, I can't do anything about my situation, you can. I'm telling you, you can. If I'd sat down and not done anything, nothing would have happened. It's hard. I know it's hard. Honestly, I know that I'm not the only young person or young adult who has grown up in the UK, maybe without their parents, navigating through life on their own. And it can be really tough, it can be really difficult, but as I'm telling you, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's help out there. If you have a friend that you trust and you think you can talk to them, confide in them. I'm also going to link a number of charities and organizations that I've worked with, that have helped me, that can help, that can give advice, that can honestly, I'm telling you, there's help out there, people. There is help. There are people who are willing to help. So reach out, call, give them a call, go on their website, check them out and see if they can help or what they can do. I really hope that you've been able to take something from this. I really hope if this video reaches just one person, honestly, that's able to reach out one of these organizations and they're able to have an opportunity to change and turn their lives around, or have an opportunity to better their lives, honestly, then that makes me happy. I've always said that, you know, that my purpose, I believe my purpose on earth is to be able to help, even if just one person. Honestly, I love my job, guys. The job that I do, the role that I'm in, I'm honestly so happy. It brings me so much joy because I know I am helping people who are in situation that I was once in, and I can relate to them and I can understand, I can sympathize with them. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and share. And as I said, there's going to be much more content coming up. Check out my get to know me video where I share a bit more about myself, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.